Hey, what's going on, family? It's your homeboy, C Mac, Mr. Lobster and Shrimp, coming at you once again. Um, I had people hit me up. They was talking about, asking me how I felt about if you didn't hear. They was talking about petitioning Steve Harvey radio show based on, you know, based on him meeting Trump, which he got a lot of criticism for. And one thing I told a lot of my folks is I'm not gonna question Steve's sincerity. I can't, you know, because nobody really knows what was in his heart and what was his reasons for meeting Trump. He might have had some very good reasons, for meeting Trump. But a lot of people got pissed based on the footage they heard of Steve talking on his radio show, and I'll let you hear that. You know what I'm saying? So roll the tape. Sample of what I ain't finna be. That's what I see. All these punk ass people talking about they gonna get a petition here. Steve took off the radio. I walk around in a circle and march with your ass for 3 days, cause that's all long you're gonna be out there. We back on here. Yeah, I march to get me off the air. I get out in a circle and hold the sign with you. Cause your ass ain't gonna be out there long, cause you don't know how to march long. No, this is the letter. This letter is all about being politically correct. So you want to answer this letter? You are slim, ma'am. You are very. See. Well, you heard the footage, and my comments on that is, Steve, a lot of people might feel like they can, and they are entitled to criticize you, based on, their support for you, and based on that you are a black man, because you are a black man. So, you know, you have a responsibility to the black people and to the black race. So it's a little bit, being that you made yourself into this icon, you know, a lot of times you have to look at it like, okay, well, it's bigger than me. And a lot of times, a lot of situations do be bigger than us on a personal level. But, you know, I know, you're getting a lot of sponsorship now from a lot of these big corporations, and, you really don't need your base supporters like you once did. But, you don't want to detach yourself from your people. You don't want to get too far detached to where, people are looking at you like, you know, you up the middle, and you're just gonna always be up the middle, or you're gonna always, be basically supportive of the dominant people of the society. Even though you have supported people that you look like, and you have supported people that's considered minorities. But, even if you was joking about the comment that you said, you know, out of all the stuff that's going on with the black race, and a lot of people that criticized you about going to meet Trump, is that I think a lot of people just want you to, take a stand far as, okay, well, Steve, how do you really feel? Because the comments that you said about Trump made people look at you like, okay, you was anti-Trump. So just based on the comments that you did make in the beginning, you can look at, okay, why people might be questioning your reasoning for meeting him. So, I mean, you definitely have to think about that. So, my man Steve, like I say, you never know when you might have to need your base. You never know if you might have to go back to your base. And you always want to be able to go back. Because the people that supported you from the beginning, is the people that helped you become what you are. And you got a right to defend yourself like any man should. But sometimes you might have to take a higher route in doing that. And you got to realize, like, okay, well, it's not all about me. And a lot of people might feel like you have some kind of real power in this society. A lot of people might really feel like that, And, a lot of us understand you only have a smidget of power. And that power was given to you by the dominant society. And of course, you don't want them to take that away. Because you making good money. And like I said, you don't need your base no more. But as black people, we're going to always be criticized and scrutinized. But we can never get above our people, regardless of how high we are. So we got to realize that, we are gonna be under attack, for certain things we do, whether, it's right or wrong, and, a lot of people can maybe question a lot of things that you have done or said, but I'm not going to get into all that. All I'm going to say is this, you want to keep things going. You want to keep things smooth. But at some point, you got to realize, okay, people want to know, okay, well, what do you stand for and what side are you on? The dominant society has been duping us for the longest. Feeding us a lot of this propaganda and giving us a lot of bull. So you got to understand why these people, not only blacks, feel the way they feel about this administration based on what's going on. So if you always trying to act like you walk in the middle ground or hold in the middle, stand in the middle of the road, you gonna get hit. That's just like walking in the middle of the street. Eventually, you're gonna get hit by a car. You're gonna either have to go on the right side, or you're gonna have to go on the left side. Eventually. It kind of reminds me like, I had two friends and both of them had gotten into it. And, I love both of them, And, it was getting deep because the one guy, that he was like my cousin, and he had, he was very upset because of his girl, his girlfriend at the time was messing with this guy. Like I said, I grew up with both of them, but the guy was my friend too. At least I looked at him as a friend. And, word had got around that they might be creeping or whatever. So you had people that was trying to keep up stuff going, because they wanted them to get into it. They really wanted them to beef about the situation. They actually end up seeing each other. And so, of course, I had to, say what I had to say. I had to do some narration. So, I told him, I said, look, man, if y'all get into it, a lot of these people would love to see either one of y'all out the picture. Both of them, kept themselves together, well-groomed guys. All the ladies liked them. They had a little bit of money. And, a lot of guys was jealous about that. So they really was, that really was the main reason that a lot of people wanted them to get into it. Because a lot of the guys didn't really, that they was around, didn't really have it going on like them. And I seen that and I peeped that. And I told them, I said, look, if y'all gonna let everybody jap y'all up into getting into it, y'all silly, y'all stupid. Y'all need to talk this thing out like men. Y'all done grew up together and settle it, because it's not really that serious. It's not that serious at all, And I said, look, I'm about to separate myself and let y'all talk, you know what I'm saying? And I told them, I said, look, if y'all can't settle this, I don't want to be neither one of y'all friends, you know what I'm saying? Because as men, certain things we should be able to handle and settle, If you can forgive the white race for slavery and forgive all these other ethnicities for things they have done in the past to you, to your people, or anybody else that you might love and know, then you can, you should be able to forgive a lot of the black race for things they might say that you might feel is wrong. That's all I wanted to say on that. So family, I holla at y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's been real, you know what I'm saying? This is your homeboy, C-Mac, Lobster Shrimp. It don't stop. It just slow down.